A security camera in downtown Bangor captured this video just after 3 o'clock Wednesday morning. Bangor police say the man seen here appearing to throw a rock through the door of Quality Jewelers is responsible for a string of vandalism across the city. We visited the buildings and businesses targeted as cleanup got underway.
When I pulled up the cameras, I already had like 3 or 4 cop cars sitting out front. We saw on video the guy throw the rock right through the door.
Zach LeClaire is just one of several business owners in downtown Bangor waking up to learn their establishment was the target of vandalism.
From my understanding, he's gone to a whole bunch of different businesses and just causing havoc.
Bangor police say 34-year-old Alexander Justice is responsible for the multiple broken windows indoors downtown. Police say they found Justice just before 7 this morning, trying to get into locked cars on Center Street while wearing his underwear.
They had also taken other complaints earlier in the morning about businesses that had windows broken. They were able to do an investigation and connect that individual to those crimes as well.
Sergeant Jeremy Brock says Justice is charged with attempted burglary of a motor vehicle and criminal mischief. Almost every business in the Penobscot Plaza was hit, as well as surrounding businesses, ranging from banks to restaurants to pawn shops, even the Penobscot County Judicial Center.
Yeah, I just hope everything's, justice gets taken care of. I mean, this is expensive cost for all us businesses, and when times aren't the greatest right now, and it's going to be, hard on profits and stuff like that and bottom line, but we'll find a way to make it.
After getting a board in place, Heroes opened for the day. Quality Jewelers remained closed Wednesday, losing money not just on repairs, but on business too.
Oh, it's incredibly frustrating. I mean, I got customers that are depending on us to get their jobs done. I hope he gets the help he needs, and I hope the city can clean up the mess that's in Bangor.